What's going on, guys? I'm Dan, this is SANDALWOOD, and today we have a review for you from the House of Parfums Vintage. But before we go any further, how about you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell. So here's my take on Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense. So Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense is Parfums Vintage take on Silver Mountain Water from Creed. But just to be clear, Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense samples, these were sent out to me from Parfums Vintage for free, just to do a little review on, not even to do a review, just to get my take on it. They didn't even ask for a review, but this is my take. But when it comes to the bottles, those were my purchase, not free. When it comes to Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense, how about I give you the notes? For Alpine Winds, the top notes are bergamot and mandarin. For the mid notes, you have green tea, petitgrain, and blackcurrant. And for the base, you have blackcurrant and musk. Now, when it comes for the intense version, the only thing that switched out is the bergamot for more of an inky metallic note. So Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense is Parfums Vintage take on Creed Silver Mountain Water. How close is it to the actual fragrance? I'll let you know in a second. When it comes to the presentation of the box, you already know what they look like. Besides, the front says Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense, and it's a white box with the same mural on the back. On the bottom of the bottles, they have both Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense with the concentration and size, same type of wood caps, same type of sprayers. I do not have a bottle of Silver Mountain Water, but I did get a sample from myfragrancesamples.com. When it comes to Silver Mountain Waters, first sniff, it's very clean. That inky note that everybody talks about is in there, and some of my other clones of Silver Mountain Water have the same metallic inky note at it. And this one smells very clean, very good for the summer, very springtime. I think you can also smell the tea aspect in it, which is very relaxing. So the metallic inky note and the tea just combined just gives you a very relaxing type of fragrance to me, which I feel is awesome. Now, when it comes to Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense, how close are they to Silver Mountain Water? Let's figure it out. Alpine Winds, Alpine Winds Intense. Now, they're close. I don't feel that they're 100% close. I think they're more of the 90% realm of closeness. I feel that Silver Mountain Water has more of a green-iness to it at the beginning, where Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense is more into the dry down of Creed Silver Mountain Water. I feel that the regular Alpine Winds is a little bit more rounded and less metallic, less inky. Just smelling it, in my opinion. The inkiness is there, don't get me wrong. The part that a lot of people like from Silver Mountain Water, which is that ink note, the inky note, it's there, but it's a little bit dialed down. It's a little bit more pleasant to the people that don't like the inky note as much, in my opinion. But when it comes to Alpine Winds Intense, they took the bergamot and replaced it with a metallic inky note, which people that like the inky note and prefer it, I think they should gravitate towards that more. One thing I also have to mention is when you smell these two side by side, like literally right now, it does seem like the regular Alpine Winds overtakes in scent, like it projects a little bit more off the skin than Intense does. But when I did the testing separately on two separate days, I did notice that the Intense was just a little bit more intense than the Alpine Winds. Now, I did a review on Citrus #1 and I said the same thing. When you smell the regular versus the Intense, for some reason, smelling them next to each other, the regular version just seems to pop a little bit more compared to the Intense. But separately, it seems like the Intense seems to outshine or be a little bit more intense than the regular. Why is that when I would assume that the Intense should have a little bit more pop than the regular side by side? I don't get it. I don't know. I didn't ask. And honestly, that's just what I see. It is what it is. Like right now, smelling the both side to side, it seems like the Intense just seems a little bit more faded than the actual regular Alpine Winds. But when I tested them separately, I do notice that the Intense does last a little bit longer when it comes to projection and longevity. Not to say that this one is a slouch, the regular, but it just seems like it just lasts a little bit longer. But side by side, it just seems like it overtakes. If you're the person that likes less of the inky note in Silver Mountain Water or wish it had less of an inky note, I think the regular would be more up your alley. Where if you want more of the inky note, the Intense would be more up your alley. They're both great renditions, great interpretations, clones, whatever you want to call them. Especially in the air, they smell almost identical. In my opinion, Alpine Winds works for the office settings, casual settings, indoor, outdoor. It's a great all-around fragrance, date night fragrance. It's a great fragrance that I feel works for many aspects. Formal, informal, casual, all those I feel that Silver Mountain Water or Alpine Winds would work great for. When my girlfriend smelled the Silver Mountain Water sample, and the Alpine Winds, and also the Alpine Winds Intense. When she smelled them separately, she couldn't tell the difference. So take that with a grain of salt, but she loves it. When it came to projection and longevity, I had about 2 hours of projection for the regular and about 5 hours longevity. And when it came to the Intense, I had 2.5 to 3 hours of projection of the Intense and about 7 to 8 hours of longevity. Once again, these fragrances were not sent to me, not these, but the samples were. So my rating, 1 out of 10, I give these a solid 8. In my opinion, these are great alternatives to Silver Mountain water. So there you go, guys. That's my take on Alpine Winds Intense and Alpine Winds. Let me know in the comment section. Have you smelled this fragrance? Have you smelled Silver Mountain water? Do you plan on getting these fragrances? Let me know in the comment section. Almost forgot again. Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense sample packs. Let me know in the comment section if you want to be entered. If you like the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell. Alpine Winds and Alpine Winds Intense. Solid scents from Parfums Vintage. But at the end of the day, so said the water.